Hate rushing through your mornings, but absolutely love a good sunset? We've all been there, trying to cram life into the hours we have, wishing we could slow down the good parts and speed through the rest. But what if you could experience both a full sunrise and a complete sunset in the time it takes to brew your morning coffee? Welcome to a super fast Earth, a planet spinning 150 times faster than normal. It's a world where the fundamental rhythm of our lives is shattered into a million tiny pieces. Let's break down what that really means. Okay, let's start with the numbers. Our current Earth spins at about 1,670 kilometers per hour at the equator. Multiply that by 150, and you get a blistering rotational speed of over 250,000 kilometers per hour. A 24-hour day is compressed into just 571 seconds. That's 9 minutes and 31 seconds for a full day-night cycle. Your day would be 285.5 seconds long, and your night would be an identical 285.5 seconds. That's 4 minutes and 45.5 seconds of daylight, followed by the same amount of night. The concept of time zones would completely collapse. With the day-night Terminator line racing across the planet's surface at supersonic speeds, it would be sunrise in London and, just a few minutes later, sunrise again in New York. Global coordination would become a nightmare. Sunrises and sunsets would become breathtaking, violent flashes of light. They wouldn't be gentle transitions. They'd be celestial light shows lasting mere seconds. But the physics of this new world are even more dramatic than the view. The immense speed would generate a powerful centrifugal force, constantly trying to fling everything off the surface. At the equator, this force would counteract gravity so much that you'd feel significantly lighter, weighing about 15% less. But this force would also reshape the planet itself. The Earth would bulge at the equator and flatten at the poles, transforming from a near sphere into a pronounced oblate spheroid. This equatorial bulge would cause the oceans to migrate, creating a permanent, deep global ocean around the planet's waist, while exposing vast new land masses at the poles. Then there's the Coriolis effect, the force that governs the rotation of storms. On our fast Earth, it would be amplified 150 times. This doesn't just mean stronger hurricanes. It means the air itself would be trapped in ferocious, planet-spanning wind patterns. This leads us to the atmosphere. Weather patterns would become unimaginably violent and fast. The jet streams would become rivers of air moving at thousands of kilometers per hour. Storms that would normally take days to form would materialize in minutes, unleashing their fury and then vanishing just as quickly. We'd see hypercanes, storms more powerful than anything in recorded history, becoming a regular occurrence. The rapid heating and cooling of the atmosphere every 4.5 minutes would generate constant, widespread lightning. The sky would be in a perpetual state of electrical chaos. The oceans would be unrecognizable. The moon's gravitational pull, which causes our tides, would be completely overpowered by the planet's own rotational forces. Instead of twice daily tides, there would be a massive, permanent rotational tide. Water would be pulled towards the bulging equator, creating a deep megasieve, while ocean levels near the poles would drop catastrophically. Coastal cities like New York, Tokyo, and Mumbai would be permanently submerged under kilometers of water, while new coastlines would form far inland. For the biosphere, this new rhythm would be a death sentence. Plants rely on a stable period of sunlight for photosynthesis. With only 4.5 minutes of light followed by 4.5 minutes of darkness, most plant life would starve and wither. This would collapse the food chain from the bottom up. Animals with circadian rhythms tuned to a 24-hour cycle would be thrown into disarray. Pollinators like bees wouldn't know when to be active. Migratory animals would lose their navigational cues from the sun and stars. Life would have to adapt or vanish. And what about us? Humans are fundamentally wired for a 24-hour cycle. An 8-hour sleep would become impossible, spanning nearly 50 full day-night cycles on this new Earth. Our biological clocks, which regulate everything from hormone release to body temperature, would completely break down. The result would be a state of permanent, debilitating jet lag. We'd suffer from chronic sleep deprivation, cognitive impairment, and a host of physiological and psychological disorders. Our entire civilization would need a rewrite. Work and school schedules would be meaningless. We'd likely retreat into underground or windowless habitats, living under artificial light to create a stable day. Our energy grids would be under constant strain, having to manage a massive surge in demand every 4.5 minutes as darkness falls across a region. GPS satellites, which rely on incredibly precise timing, would fail, as their calculations can't account for such a rapid rotation. Even the internet, with its time-stamped data packets, would face fundamental challenges. Our culture and language would be warped. How do you say good morning when a morning lasts less than 5 minutes? The phrase a long day would lose all meaning. Calendars, holidays, religious festivals tied to seasons or specific days, all would become obsolete. The very concepts of day life and nightlife would merge into a continuous, frantic blur of activity under artificial suns. So, could we survive? Perhaps. The best bet would be to live near the poles. There, the centrifugal force is minimal, and the day-night cycle, while still fast, is less extreme than the perpetual twilight found in some polar regions today. We would need advanced, automated lighting systems that mimic a 24-hour cycle, heavy-duty window shutters to block out the strobing sun, and a diet no longer dependent on conventional agriculture. We'd live in shifts, with society divided into groups that sleep and work at different times to keep civilization running 24/7, or rather, 571 seconds a cycle. It's a fascinating, terrifying thought experiment. It shows how delicately balanced our world is. A tiny tweak to a single number, the speed of our planet's rotation, doesn't just change one thing. It creates a cascade of consequences that explodes into a wildly different, almost unrecognizable world. From your morning coffee to the shape of the continents, everything is connected. A tiny tweak, a different world. Imagine a world where the calendar is simple. 360 days a year, 12 months, 30 days each. Yes, even February. We're not changing Earth's orbit, just how we count it. Seasons still follow the sun. Our date grid becomes perfectly even. Budgeting and payroll get cleaner. 4 tidy weeks per month, 360 days per year. Quarterly reports, exactly 90 days. Holidays stop drifting. School terms rent cycles. Subscriptions line up like clockwork. No leap days, no 30 days hath confusion. But symmetry has fine print. Weeks don't tile the year perfectly. We'd need anchor days or shifting week numbers. The moon won't cooperate. Its 29.5-day rhythm slides across our 30-day months. Moon-based events would drift or require special adjustment rules. Sports seasons get uniform slices. Fiscal years get uniform slices. Contracts get uniform slices. Easy comparisons, fewer edge cases, cleaner renewals. Meanwhile, astronomy GPS timing historical datasets would need a translation layer between 365, 366, and 360. So clocks stay true, archives stay comparable. Software size and relief. 12 identical building blocks, predictable intervals, fewer exceptions to debug. It's not nature made simple. It's humans choosing symmetry. A smoother calendar wrapped around the same beautifully messy Earth.